Dear friends, on the last Sunday of the liturgical year, we are privileged to celebrate the solemnity of Jesus Christ, the universal King. This very feast was promulgated or established by Pope Pius XI in the year 1925. It was the mind of the Pope that we not only acknowledge Jesus as King of our hearts in private, but we have to tell to the world in a public way, in an open way, that He is the King of our hearts and also is the King of the hearts of all those people who live in this world. When Pope announced this feast, it was celebrated on the last Sunday of October. But in the year 1969, when secularistic values were growing too strong, Pope Paul VI decided to bring this feast on the last Sunday of the liturgical year. What is the significance you and I have as we celebrate this very feast? Jesus, strictly speaking, had no his own kingdom, did not have his throne, neither he wore any ring or he had this kingly attire, but always claimed the in his public life or public ministry, my kingdom doesn't belong to this world. The kingdom he wanted to establish, the godly kingdom or heavenly kingdom, those values or virtues very fittingly taught by his own life to others. What Jesus did for the humanity is something marvelous. You and I cannot return back in the same manner to Jesus in our lifetime. Let us be grateful to Jesus for bringing his Father's love, his Father's compassion, his Father's obedience, his Father's humility amidst us. And when we received the sacrament of baptism, we were introduced to Jesus' kingship, Jesus' prophetic life, and Jesus' priesthood. How much today are we really into those powers or those kind of responsibilities of Jesus we are trying to live in our lives? Jesus said time and again that his work is to speak for the truth or stand for the truth. Jesus, when he was asked by Pilate, "Are you the king of the Jews?" and he did not answer directly, and he told, "If my kingdom was belonging to this world, my followers would have fought tooth and nail against the Jews. There's only a king in this world who has lived once for all, who lived for others, even he died to save the other. All those who have lived in this earth as earthly leaders or rulers or emperors, they have not imitated in any way the life of the King of our hearts, that is Jesus Christ. They lived for themselves. They took the life of others or kept the people in fear, and they lived happily. They were not ready to sacrifice their own lives for the sake of the other, but Jesus did so in his life. That is why even 2023 years have passed, yet the impact of the virtues that were preached by our King Jesus Christ still strongly lives on or goes on. Let us be proud about our King who always guides, inspires, supports invisibly in everything we do. We are here not because of ourselves, but because of our God. We have bounden duty to obey the laws of the earthly rulers or leaders, but if they are not right, our consciences they are not right, let us have the courage to object them or reject them or disobey them. And sometime you and I will be punished because not following earthly leaders' laws. Let us not get scared, because finally our allegiance to God, not for the temple leaders, those rule this world. They will die, but they will not rule our hearts. Only a person died and he keeps ruling our hearts. He has built the hearts, he has not divided the hearts anyway. Let us love this King foremost and remain faithful to him, because finally he is going to pass a judgment on the basis of how much love you put in everything you or I did, especially for the less fortunate. Were we able to see the face of Jesus in the downtrodden, suffering, then you will be and I will be getting chance to remain on the right side of Jesus, and we'll be blessed, we'll be enjoying eternal life.